What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Suppe. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Mor. The map is Frozen Waste. It's currently 1-0 in this best of 3, the Champions League. Season 3. This is the third one. Absolutely insane. Mor playing against Suppe here. We'll see how things are going to go. Suppe decided to go in with Odin, moving away from the Kronos. Mor sticking it out with the Oranos. We've actually seen this matchup quite a bit in this tournament. This has been possibly the most played matchup in this tournament because from one side of the matchup, the Odin players feel fairly comfortable here. And then on the other side of the matchup, the Oranos players also feel like they can win in this matchup. So there's no reason for them to move off their main gods in an attempt to win this matchup, right? So we'll see how it's going to go. Now, the thing is here that Suppe plays this one very, very different than the average Odin player. Now, generally speaking, this matchup for Odin, you go for like a 11 gatherer, 4 dwarf advance time. And you go for double longhouse and you make those very, very strong lone wanderer Ulsark. You go through Freya, right? And you just kind of play a raiding game and you find your win with the heroic age, utilizing Frost on the Atlantean army and then potentially winning with a Ragnarok a little bit later. That generally is the Odin style, the meta Odin style. Suppe, on the other hand, he says, none of that. I go Heimdall. I go Heimdall in this matchup, and I beat the living shit out of the Oranos player. He goes in there and he's like, smack, 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 smack. And the Oranos player is like, leave me alone, leave me alone. So we'll see if this is what Suppe wants to go for in this one, or if he's going to go for something a little bit more standard. Now, Oranos, let's talk about what happens normally. So there's been a little bit of innovation in this matchup from the Oranos players. And we've been seeing that. And that's basically the Oranos players still go for like a 4:30 advance time. It kind of looks like Mor is going for what looks to be a 4-minute advance time here. But the temple is going to be slightly late here, it would seem. But he's going for a 4-minute hunting dogs advance time. So the innovation here from the Oranos is they go double military barracks in this matchup to counter the early Ulfsark ideas of an Odin player. So we do see the 4-minute advance time from Mor. No real problems there. And it works really, really nicely. However, against the Heimdall rush, which it looks like we're not seeing here in this game, unfortunately. Against the Heimdall rush, the double military barracks opening actually just hard loses because the Odin or the Loki player is going to be making throw and action from the get-go. So you actually need to be making Terma or Caraballister, which obviously you can't make because you built 2 military barracks. So we'll see how things are going to go because nothing that I said here is going to be happening. We don't see a 4:30 advance time from Mor. We don't see a Heimdall rush from Suppe. We are actually seeing possibly the more meta style here. We see Freya, we see Prometheus. It's going to be double military barracks here for Mor, most likely. He might throw down a counter barracks here. He might not. It just depends on what he wants to do with these citizen and how he feels. He might go for counter barracks, military barracks here, as well as we do see the Valor gets dropped immediately. Military barracks going up with the 2 citizen here as well. Throwing that down as fast as he possibly can here. And a very, very weird, I'm not sure what he's using these resources for. There's the counter barracks now coming down. So he is going for that. So we're going to be seeing Longhouse coming down, houses coming up here. We do have a relic in the possession of Suppe here. He's gotten the Eye of Ornlu. That's going to be making his throw and action do a little bit more damage. We'll see how it goes. So Ravens floating in onto this position as well, looking for something to find as we see another mana up on that position over there as well. So now Mor's going to be moving up to the front here. He does need to drop himself down a house here. Citizen coming out. Yes, they are. So no Citizen cutting at this point, generally speaking. Oranos doesn't want to cut Citizen, but will cut Citizen if he needs to. But when you're making yourself Terma and Mermillo and everything else, you're generally fine. But it does look like Mor at this point, he's actually not building any Terma. He just threw the counter barracks down just in case. And now he's going to be making straight away into Cairo Ballista. As you see, Ulfsark coming down, a second Longhouse coming down as well. Soup's still sitting in his main base here with the Great Hunted Caribou. As the Mermillo just scouting this out. We do see the units here going to be starting to take down some of those Caribou over this. I like the play for Mor. It might seem like it's a little bit unfair, so to speak, but honestly, all's fair in love and war, as they say. As the Caribou getting taken down, he's going to be losing a little bit of food out of these. You could actually take the top ones out as well, as I imagine Suppe is just going to be moving forward onto the Walrus. Now, there is a weakness to doing this in that if you kill off the Caribou, you're not going to be able to see your opponent move there through the Fog of War. Like right here, I see that the animals are eaten. If I move over to Suppe's perspective here, you can see that the animal's HP is gone. 0 HP. That's how you can kind of do this thing called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically hunt peeking in a way. You can tell your opponents. And we do actually see that Suppe's going for the Caribou at the top side of the map there, so nice play where that's concerned. Suppe is sitting back, waiting for his lone wanderer. Mor taking his time in this matchup as well, finishing up with those Caribou here. We do see him moving onto the berry bushes. At this moment, there's Walrus in the middle of the map. No, he's moving forward to the Walrus here, going to be trying to steal those away. And this is a very aggressive move here by Mor, as Mor's going to have to drop like a mana down or something very, very quickly here to make sure that he's going to be very safe on the Walrus in the middle of the map. As we see walls coming up over here by Suppe, he's playing very, very defensively at this position. We're starting to see raiding cavalry coming out as well, as Mor's Valkyrie does get spotted over here as the Hero Mermillo are going to be coming in onto this position to get some damage done. Hero Oracle here to get a couple of whacks away as well, as the Citizen do get spotted on this position as well. And we'll see how that's going to go here for Mor, as Mor is still producing. Well, he's actually stopped producing the Carabalista for the time being. I wonder if he's just going to go into straight Mermillo here. If he throws down a military barracks on the front here, wouldn't be a bad idea either. At this point, as we see another Longhouse coming down for Suppe, as he wants to be producing a little bit more as his economy is starting to float here. You see medium infantry coming through as Mor putting some pressure on. You've got to be super careful with those Cairo Ballista, as the Mermillo is starting to get a little bit of damage done onto the top there, but going to be losing those ones, as we do see Mor turning around, getting some good damage done yet again. As the infantry here turning around onto this position, we do see Mor now moving up to the top side here, as the Mermillo going to be attempting to take out that Ulfsark, still with a little bit of HP remaining, as Suppe's got to be really careful about the fight he's taking here. Same too for Mor. It's a really, really different army composition here than normal, where there's no Terma, but the Cairo Ballista, they're so strong, but they are also incredibly weak to simply just getting targeted down. As we do see a couple of units here getting caught out by Mor, as he's trying to play a little bit too army splitterly at this point, as the Citizen getting pushed off of the Walrus. They're going to have to garrison here, as Mor does pull back. We see the Forest Fire getting dropped down onto this position, as the mana attempting to get repaired back up, as one Citizen does get sniped there. As Mor here, he needs to take this fight here, as the mana are going to get taken out. The Citizen going to be getting picked off there, as the Forest Fire comes in absolutely clutch there. 2 Citizen downs, more Citizen retreating away. This Hero Citizen might be able to pull back here without too many problems here. But at this point, Suppe has taken an incredibly good fight here. 3 Citizen going down, 4 Citizen here going down on this position, as Mor at this point is dragging his Carabalista back. We see the Shockwave finally in here, as Mor is in full panic mode after all is said and done, and Suppe can simply put just retreat here, no problems. He's got the gold in his base to, well, no he doesn't. He's actually going to be running out of this gold mine here, so there is a world where Mor can basically just go full send here after all is said and done, stop building Citizen completely and go for a gold starve, which might be a difficult thing here for Soup to deal with, as that looks like what he's doing. We are seeing the units now pushing forward. The Valkyrie has been left to its own devices for the moment here, but Valor does come through. We'll see the Valkyrie getting taken out as the Promethean is in to start getting some good damage done. It's still very, very equal in terms of the population here, as the Kyro Ballista have not been able to get taken down, as Soup has to retreat back. The Dwarves moving up to the top gold mine, as now Mor has got a very, very big advantage, but he needs to get the line of sight here. We see the units coming over here to check out this gold mine. There's nothing there, but he will be checking it out. Sees the gold. Looks like he might be looking to raid the main base here. If we take a look at Mor's perspective at this moment, he doesn't know where the gold is. He does have a unit up the top side of the map, though, and he will be spotting this gold mine here as well. Wait, no, he doesn't. He misses it. Wait, now he's going to check that one out, as the units here for Mor, they need to start moving to that top gold mine like yesterday in this game, as we see a counter barracks getting dropped on the front here. 78 population to 77 population. Soup's economy is slightly bigger than Mor, even after taking all of those citizens out. It's only a slight advantage, but a slight advantage is gigantic in this matchup, as Soup here sitting with his units, Ulfsark raiding cavalry, throwing axemen, very, very strong. We're now starting to see some Terma coming out here for Mor as well, as Mor's also got the Promethean out here. He's utilized all his favor at the time being, as we do see the Mermilla hero searching around to take out some villages on the bottom location there as well. One big thing that Soup can do here as well is, after he finishes up with those goats here, he can jump onto that gold mine to grab that as well, as we see houses coming down for Soup to try and finish up all of the population. He get himself in a position where he's just simply not going to be losing any fights. But Mor here, he's not worked it out. He's not worked out that losing those citizens means he needs to force fights here. He's got an advantage here, because honestly, there's only one Hersa in the army of Soup, so those Promethean will pack a punch here, as Mor now trying to sneak through with his army, going to try and get onto that gold mine, trying to get a couple of attacks over here. He does manage to snipe one of those Ulfsarks here, as the army does pull forward here, as the units now pushing forward onto this location here, but the army is in defensive position there, as now the raids are going to be looking to jump onto Soup's villages over here, as we do see one throwing axeman getting sniped here with the Terma coming in onto this position. The Mermilla are going to be able to help taking out those raiding cavalry on the back there. Is now Mor pushing forward, 95 population to 115 population though. And Mor, he cannot wait here. He's putting up a mana over here as well, but he just cannot wait. He needs to be fighting on these positions, as the goats almost finished up on that location there as well. The units here for Soup, he's just going to be bringing his villagers off of the wood line to start shanking away, as the Ulfsark coming through to clean up the Terma. A couple of villager kills there will go a long way for Mor, but Soup here is going to slowly but surely be going to the heroic age here. And we also see the gold mine is finished up for Mor, as well as he's sending them up to this gold mine over here. The villagers on this location are going to move over here and start eating the walrus, actually. Plenty of hunt to be grabbed as the units are trading away. Mor's at 90 population. As Soup pushes forward here, he might try and grab the town center. Probably be a bit of a mistake here, as he... I mean, the amount of value you get by going to the heroic age as Odin is just... It cannot be understated. Think about it. One frost to kill off an entire army. That's worth more than 1,300 resources. One town center, 700 resources. Not really worth that much in comparison. As you do see the units now coming up onto this position. A longhouse attempting to come through there, but the Ulfsark has been stopped. His military barracks, counter barracks getting dropped down by Mor to hold onto this position. But Soup at this point is going to be killing off this manor, potentially picking off the citizen as well that's inside of the manor here. We see the manor attempting to get repaired, as the Ulfsark does notice that, and the citizen will go down. Manor will go down to boot here, as Soup, he's got himself Aurora Borealis coming through. He's got himself the medium raiders, some longhouses coming down here as well. Does he have himself an armory in the main base somewhere? I don't see it. No armory coming up here either. Yes, there is no armory there, so it's just resources to spend on units at this point. As Soup wants to be holding onto this hunt here, as we do see the army coming around as the back snipes one of those Caraballas. There's another Caraballas here that will get taken down very, very simply, as the Terma now pushing in to try and take out the throwing axeman here. 115 pop to 95 pop. The problem here for Suppe in this fight is going to be those Promethean are so strong, but there's no heroes to deal with the Valkyrie at this point here. But the Promethean does look like it's able to finish off this Shield Maiden Valkyrie as the huge shockwave comes in to help Mor out ever so slightly here. 100 population and 110 still remaining for Suppe as well, as one citizen goes down. The medium raid is trying to push up onto that top location yet again. The Hearser has managed to come through here to take out the Promethean, and that's going to be gigantic as the army of Mor trying to target down that Hearser as fast as it possibly can, but there is nothing left remaining here. More Valkyrie pouring into this position as Suppe has spent all of his resources to break through this Mor army. Mor still trying to build Kyra Ballista on this position, but those are getting absolutely dismantled by the Shield Maiden Valkyrie here as well. And in that moment, Suppe does manage to find the win here. Ladies and gentlemen, this game came down to one play and one play only, which was the forest fire on that mana. Mor comes forward. He drops the mana onto the forests here, and Suppe gets so much value from that. Takes down 3 citizen there, and he's able to convert the win. Mor was just out of position completely, and Suppe just found the slightest of advantages in this matchup, and he just completely managed to take that advantage and run with it. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.